Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa ala thumma amma ba'd. Before translating the lecture of our noble Shaykh Abu Hafs al-Ba'dani, may Allah preserve him for us, we find it important to give a quick biography of our Shaykh Hafizahullah, so that the brothers know him more. He is our noble and beloved Shaykh Abu Hafs Muhammad Ali Ghalib al-Ba'dani al-Yemeni. He is from Ba'dan, which is a place in Ib in Yemen. He started seeking knowledge at a very young age. By the time he was in high school, he was a caller and a teacher in his local masjid, and he used to regularly give the khutab in that masjid. And then later he came to the United States to give da'wah, to call the people to the Sunnah and advise them. And he stayed in California for a while. And then he moved back to Yemen. He moved to Yemen for a year to study under Shaykh Muqbil al-Wadi'i rahimahullah. And then he came back here to the United States, continued giving da'wah for several years, or for a while, I'm not sure how long. And then he went back to Yemen and studied for 4 years under Shaykh Muqbil al-Wadi'i. And other than him, from the scholars and from the mashayikh, the teachers in Dar al-Hadith in Dammaj at the time. And then he came to the United States, and he eventually came to Michigan, where he became the imam and the teacher and the khatib of Masjid Tawheed Center of Detroit, here in Detroit, Michigan. And he was here for about 7 years as the teacher and the khatib, giving sermons and giving classes and teaching, calling people to the Sunnah. He was very diligent in teaching the beneficial knowledge. May Allah preserve him, during his stay here in Michigan, he taught many of the books of knowledge, on topics like Aqidah, where he taught ثلاثة الأصول, قواعد الأربعة, الأصول الستة, كشف الشبهات, كتاب التوحيد, لمعة الاعتقاد, العقيدة الطحاوية, and العقيدة الواسطية. And he also taught most of Bulugh al-Maram, and very detailed explanation, where he would go into details and explanations on the ahadith. He was also diligent in making sure the students have memorized all of the ahadith as he was teaching them, where he would listen to the students read the ahadith and recite the ahadith out of their memorization. He would listen to many of the students just saying and reading the ahadith from memory. And also he taught, during his stay, he taught the books on Mustalah al-Hadith, the terminology of Hadith, on Usul al-Fiqh, foundations of Fiqh. He taught al-Usul min ilm al-Usul li Shaykh ibn al-Uthaymin, as well as نظم الورقات in أصول الفقه. He also taught Arabic grammar, al-Ajurumiyya, I think several times, if I'm not mistaken, as well as قطن الندى وبل الصدى لابن هشام الأنصاري رحمه الله. Also, from the books that he taught was al-Fara'id, which is the rules of inheritance, from the book Ar-Ra'id fi ilm al-Fara'id. And other than this, مقدمة التفسير وأصول التفسير, foundations of tafsir. He also taught, he had regular classes on tafsir al-Qur'an, as well as if I'm not mistaken, he explained all of Riyadh As-Salihin, or most of it. So he was, Hafizahullah, when he was here in Michigan, he was very diligent in teaching and giving da'wah. many brothers and sisters, alhamdulillah, by the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, have accepted the Sunnah by way of Abi Hafs, as well as many people entering into Islam, accepting Islam and becoming Muslims because of the da'wah that he gave them. May Allah preserve him. And then he moved back to Yemen, حفظه, where he became the Imam and the teacher at a masjid in Sana'a, Masjid al-Imam al-Albani in Sana'a, which is a Salafi masjid. Also, he was diligent in teaching books and giving sermons and giving da'wah to the people. And then he moved to Ma'bar, where he has been for the last several years now. That's where he resides right now. May Allah preserve him in Ma'bar. He is the teacher and the khatib of one of the local Salafi masajid in Ma'bar, where he also is diligent in giving classes and khutab and da'wah, as well as he is a teacher at Dar al-Hadith in Ma'bar, and one of the mashayikh of Dar al-Hadith. And he is known to many of the mashayikh of Yemen. He travels regularly to different places in Yemen to give da'wah and to teach and give lectures and khutab in different masajid and in different places in Yemen.